Hello, this is Pat. I am talking to you today about cognitive self-change. Cognitive means thinking, self is me, and change is change. So I can change my thinking. In order to do that, though, I have to pay attention to what I am thinking and find out what's helpful and what is not helpful. Okay, I need you to get a piece of paper, print your first and last name, put today's date on it, please, and the top or the type of group, which is COG, and the topic, which is problem solving. So you can get credit for this group by sending me your picture, a picture of your notes and the assignment. You can do that by taking a picture of it, emailing it to me, pat@changeisAchoice.org, or you can text it to me, 217-766-9132, or you can drop it at the office between the hours of 9 and 1, Monday through Friday, or 5 to 6. Monday through Friday. So bring it up. You can pay for your group either by calling 217-954-1128 or and you can pay over the phone, card or debit or credit. You can bring it to the office in exact change between the hours that I mentioned before. You can send or mail a check or money order to Pat's, P-A-T-S, 300 South Broadway, Suite 110A as in Apple, in Urbana, Illinois, 61801. Well, to start off with this morning, I hope that you are all hanging in there. When the world is going through changes like it is right now, our thinking can sometimes be our worst enemy, or it can be our best friend. So the way we think about what's going on makes the difference in how we feel. So if I think that this is awful, it will never end, I can't stand it, oh my God, what is going to happen? More than likely, I'm feeling anxious, might feel hopeless, I might feel depressed. On the other hand, if I think, you know what, I think we can make it through this, I'm going to be okay, I'm just going to take good care of myself, I'm going to wash my hands a lot, I'm not going to go out in crowds, I'm going to do what they have asked, and I can get through this. And I have, others that I can look to, and they are getting through it too. And I feel better. I feel hopeful. The negative thinking and depression lifts. So how you think, folks, really affects how you feel. So that's kind of the basis of what cognitive self-change is about. I think, I feel. Those things come from what I believe. So what I believe, if I believe that there's hope in the world, that the world is basically a good place, a safe place, I feel differently, I think differently. On the other hand, if I think it's scary, dangerous place to be, you can't trust anyone, the way I think and the way I feel is effective. Okay, so along with cognitive self-change is learning how to interact differently with others to enhance relationships. If I, again, think that people are out to get me, then I will react in certain ways that may bring me problems. The other thing is, if I don't know how to identify what's really going on because my thinking is not clear, it might be distorted because not everything I think is really accurate. Not everything I think is accurate. Sometimes my thinking is incorrect, and that's what I'm trying to get a handle on. Okay, so today I'm talking about the problem-solving formula. Number one is identifying really what is the problem. Is the problem how I'm thinking, or is there a real problem? Well, not thinking correctly is a real problem, and it leads to a risk reaction. So what are risk reactions? Risk reactions are when I react in a way that is going to lead me to trouble, get me into trouble, cause me negative consequences that are going to hurt me and therefore ripple out and hurt others. So, for example, if I think someone is disrespecting me, my risk reaction is to cuss them out, whoever they are. Whoa, that's a problem. That's a problem reaction that can lead me to trouble. So, how do I know what I'm thinking is true? Okay. I don't know, so I ask myself, what proof do I have that this person is intending to disrespect me? What proof do I have? What are the facts? There is no fact. What did I read into what the person was doing or saying? What are my childhood experiences that would lead me to believe that this person is trying to disrespect me? What is my belief about people in general? Do I believe that people are trying to get over on me, trying to hurt me, trying to put me down, trying to embarrass me or shame me? If that's what I believe, I am more likely to think that that's what this person is trying to do, and I'm more likely to then feel disrespected and more likely to react by doing or saying something that is going to cause me more trouble. Okay, so I'm going to give a few examples of problem solving strategies. But first of all, we're going to take a look at the problem solving sheet, which if you are able to email me or text me, I can send you a copy of it. So the problem solving description goes like this. I want to find out what the real problem is. Okay, what is the problem? And what is my risk reaction? So I say it's a formula. I think or feel blank because I tell what was said or done, and my risk reaction or my risk is to react by. So for example, I think this man is putting me down because he challenged my opinion by saying he didn't believe that. My risk reaction is to get angry and say things that I will regret later. Okay, so where did all that come from? belief system, life experiences, childhood experiences, traumas, what all of this from the past, okay? All of that plays a role in that moment in time in the way that I respond, what I think, what I feel, and how I respond. The goal of this is to figure out what reactions I might have that would put me in trouble. And then to really figure out what the real problem is. So I'm going to give you an example here. This is a young lady who thinks her boyfriend might be cheating on her. So let's break this down. Her boyfriend is on the phone, or was on the phone, talking to someone, agreeing to meet somebody at the mall. So just a conversation. He's on the phone. He said, yeah, I'll meet you there. I'll be at the mall at 6 o'clock. I'll see you then. Based on her belief system, she has certain thoughts. She says, using the formula, I think my boyfriend is cheating because I heard him make a date on the phone last night, agreeing to meet someone at the mall. My risk is to react by getting angry at him. Okay, there it is. She's laid it out in the form. Now, what are the facts? The facts are her boyfriend was on the phone agreeing to meet somebody at the mall. Somebody. So she's breaking it down because she wants to find out what the real problem is and what's her risk reaction. So by laying it out like this, she looks at the facts. What proof does she have that her boyfriend is, in fact, going to see another woman at the mall? No proof. She identifies her thinking. She identifies why she thinks that way, and she identifies her risk reaction. So these are all important to making the best choice for her. Okay, so that's one example. I don't know if any of you have ever been working out of town, been incarcerated even, or in the hospital, and you've got, your lifeline is often calling somebody on the phone and touching base with them and keeping in, makes us feel better when we're keeping in touch. So sometimes we look forward to those conversations, those connections, those calls. So let's look at this problem. This gentleman says, I think that my wife doesn't care because she agreed to be home so I could call her at 7 p.m. I called and no one answered the phone. My risk reaction is to want to hurt her. Okay. What are the facts? They agreed, he and she agreed that they would talk at 7 p.m. When he called at 7 p.m., no one answered the phone. Those are the facts. What is he thinking that may not be true fact, is not a fact, is I think my wife doesn't care. Okay, where does that come from? It comes from past life experiences, beliefs, and the belief drives the thinking. I think that my wife doesn't care. Why? Because she agreed to be home so I could call her at 7 p.m. I called and no one answered the phone. Okay, nobody answered. So he's reading into a whole bunch of stuff. She doesn't care because she didn't answer the phone. Those are not facts. That's thought. His risk reaction is to want to hurt her. So he's identifying, he's laying it out, he's seeing what he's thinking, he's looking at the facts, and he's looking at his risk reaction, which is he wants to hurt her, which is a problem for him and for her, and the ripple effect, others. Okay. Here's another one. I am angry because my teenager came home from a date smelling of alcohol. He locked himself in his room and won't come out. My risk is to react by pounding on the door until he opens it. Okay. What are the facts? Well, teenager came home, smelled of alcohol, locked himself in the room. This was properly, this formula was used properly in that the parent decided or identified that they were angry. I am angry. Why? My teenager came home smelling of alcohol, locked himself in his room. Risk reaction, identified risk reaction that would not lead to a successful resolution of the problem, but would only increase the drama and the problem in the moment, which was to react by pounding on the door until he opened it. So again, laying it out, thinking it through, having a chance to figure out the best choice. See, that's what this program is about, is identifying thinking and feelings that lead us to making choices that are not going to benefit ourselves or others. Last one. I think someone stole my cigarettes because I went to my locker this morning and they were gone. My risk is to immediately react by planning how I will hurt the person who stole my cigarettes. Well, those of us who have ever smoked cigarettes certainly know the feelings of withdrawal and how cranky that makes us for sure. However, this person is laying it all out because, again, he wants to give himself a chance to think it through, to make the best choice for himself and others. And we learn to change our thinking by laying it out so we can see it clearly, and then identifying how that might lead us to trouble. So he thinks someone stole his cigarettes. He thinks it. He doesn't know it. What does he know? He went to his locker and they weren't there. Okay? Lots of things could happen. Maybe he didn't put them in his locker like he thought he did. Lord knows I've done stuff like that a billion times. Did somebody steal them? We don't know. We don't have proof they were stolen. However, he is able to identify his risk, and that is to plan how he's going to hurt somebody. And it's not down here, but the next part of this might be to assume that he knows who it is because of something that was said or done, or a person that he saw near his locker, or blah, 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 and then acting on that, and then what? Going to jail. All right, losing the job, paying money out he doesn't have. An innocent person is abused. So lots of ripple effects there. Okay, So your assignment is to think about a recent problem. On your paper, you will write down the formula. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to send it to you if you ask me to. I think or feel blank. So you identify whatever the situation was. And why do I think or feel that? Because. Then I'm going to talk about what was really done or said, the facts, not what I assumed, not any of that. What are the real facts? And then identify what your risk reaction is. What might lead you to trouble? Now, I don't want you to sit and analyze this and say what the best thing was to say, do, or react. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what is your real risk reaction. For example, I feel angry because someone took my favorite pen. Or no, I feel angry because I couldn't find my favorite pen. My risk reaction is to start hollering at people who took my pen. I do that all the time. I assumed right away that somebody took my pen, when in fact I lose my pen about a zillion times a day at the office. However, I accuse, that's my risk reaction, is to blame others. Blame others. That's a ripple effect. People don't like to be blamed, especially they didn't have anything to do with it. So is that a positive interaction? No. What does that do to my credibility, my image, all of those things? What does that really do? That breaks that down. People don't trust me. They say, oh my God, she doesn't practice what she preaches. Okay, so time to change that one, huh? And the only way I change it is to say, what? I feel angry, I feel frustrated because I could not find my pen. My risk reaction is to accuse someone else of taking it. Okay, so something along those lines. Email it to me, text it to me, take a picture of it, send it, drop it off, whatever. Okay, in the meantime, have a good day. And I'll be at the office 9 to 1 and 5 to 6. Thank you.